Hello, happy Friday. I hope wherever you are that you and your loved ones are safe and well, that you're having a good week and a good day, and hopefully a good weekend to come. I apologize for not posting this yesterday, but after the week that I've had, the lack of sleep that I have had, I realized I had to just call it a night yesterday and try to rest a little bit, and which leads me to why I'm doing something I have never done before, and I feel like I'm going to regret it, but I have to do it anyway. This is going to serve as my blog this week. I hate doing that. I hate not writing something. I'll probably write up something small just to introduce this as my blog this week, but I feel like I have to take my own advice and meet myself where I am and just, do what I can do, because I am not a miracle worker at this point. I am a barely functioning, very tired person this week. So, hematology. I went to see the hematologist this week, and I was sent to this person because of the positive factor 2, but before we even knew about that, the stroke specialist wanted me to see him to see if he could give me a way to medically manage the stroke situation going forward and not have to get the PFO closed. I think he wanted it not to be closed, truthfully. I think he wanted me to just take medication and anticoagulate and all that, but because he was really like, don't make any quick decisions about surgery, but anyway, just because he didn't want me to have to go through it. But the hematologist, when he had caught up a little bit about my chart and why I was there, he said, did they close it? Why haven't they closed it? And so I was like, that's going to be his answer. Right there is going to be his answer, because his reaction to everything was, well, why didn't they already do it? And I thought, okay, there's the answer. But he said, with my history of lupus, with my history of this new mutation, he said, I think we need to get it closed. And he said, and sooner rather than later. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. He said, because why do you want to be hanging around with it open? So I was like, okay. He said that he doesn't know if I spontaneously mutated, because no one's ever tested me for that before, but I don't think. Or if it's something that my family has carried. He said he has no way of knowing that. But now that I have it, I have to just be mindful of doing whatever I can to avoid, basically to get it closed, get the PFO closed. That way any clots, he said, because even if we anticoagulate you for the rest of your life, he said, we have no way, that's just maybe helping you not form clots. He said, but if one does, then it still has that conduit right to your brain. So I was like, okay, fair enough. That's terrifying and accurate. He also said that he thinks the clot that was up there was not an old clot that dislodged. He said, because the fact that the TPA worked as fast as it did, and as well as it did, makes him think that this wasn't an older clot that had been hanging around that just destabilized and somehow got to my brain. He said, because the older clots tend to, recovery is slower and sometimes minimized by the age of the clot. And he said that the TPA may not have worked as fast. So we don't know that either, but he said that's his theory. And so that was interesting. He said he thinks it was just a newer clot that destabilized and found its way right up because there was no way to stop it. And he said if the doctor feels that it's easy to fix, which the surgeon said it was, the cardiologist said it was, he said he sees no reason not to do that, because that just makes the most sense. And he said, when is this supposed to be? I said, well, I'm guessing sometime in May, maybe, or June. I said, because we have to still see all these other, we have to go back and follow up with everybody in the next few weeks. And he said, why are we waiting that long? And then I was kind of like, wait. And he said, because why would we wait that long? He said, why not just get it done? And he said, let's see if we can get everybody going. So I was like, okay. So now, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to know about it. I want to be woken up and be told, oh, it's done, And there was nothing, everything was fine, everything went fine. That's what I would like in my world of magical thinking. But I know that's not going to be the case, and I am stressing out a little bit about it, or a bit about it, but I can't do anything about it. This is where I am. And, this has been a very, very difficult few months. And ultimately, it has to get done. So because I think at the end of the day, I would be worried just taking blood thinners for the rest of my life and still thinking like, yeah, but the hole is still there and there's still access to my brain, and I don't like the thought of it. I don't want to think about it. I really don't. I can't stress that enough. And so that's where we are. So I messaged the stroke specialist who sent me to the hematologist to begin with. He was going to do that anyway. I think obviously because of the stroke and the history of lupus, but then in the interim we found out about the factor II, so it all just made more sense. And I still have to message the, I was trying to give him a chance to answer in case he wasn't in the office today, before I message the special cardiology guy. But I think I'll end up doing that this afternoon, and I won't get an answer before the weekend is over, but at least the message will be in there. So we'll see. What else? I saw my pain management doctor yesterday, who seemed relieved that we were leaning, that way of getting it done. He said, it's you don't want to think about it. You don't want to have that hanging around. So I was like, I don't want to be in this position at all, but here we are. So that's that. It's got to get fixed. And, he started me on anticoagulants, an anticoagulant yesterday. Coagulant. I can't even talk. I'm so tired. I am so tired. I'm barely staying awake. He put me on a medication called Eliquis, which is a twice a day. It has to be spaced out every 12 hours, which is the other reason I'm all screwed up in the last couple of days, is because I had to adjust my medication schedule because the pharmacist suggested spacing it out an hour apart from my regular meds. So I'm trying to work it out when I can take it, keep it 12 hours apart, and not jam myself up to be too early or too late in the day. It's just, it's been a little bit of a circus act. But that's that. I think I've got it down now, but as a result, I kind of screwed up my timing of my other meds, and so I was kind of all over the place this week, or in the last few days, not this week, the last few days. And on top of not really sleeping well, it's just not been a good, I'm not at my best right now. Hence me making this my blog. Ugh, I hate doing that, but I think I have to. Yeah, so if it were up to me, none of this would be happening. If it were up to me, I would be, there'd be somebody with a magic laser that could just bling, it's fixed. But now I have to do what scares me and get it repaired. And that's where we are. So I will not keep going on and on and on, because I will just be mumbling and rambling, and there's no point. But I hope wherever you are that you have a low pain, no pain, low aggravation, no aggravation kind of a day, kind of a weekend, and a next week to come, because that is what we hope for, that is what we deserve, and that is what I wish for each of you. I will see you next week for another video, next Friday for another blog. Be well, take care, bye.